the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
The High Court of London. The High Court of London. A whole nano Friday, the 7th day of June. Former Mahama appointee Nsem-Pii ekupie mu ewo court. Ni nyina ne say Mr. Nsem-Pii has been declared wanted in the United States for allegedly paying bribes to Ghanaian officials from 2015 to 2016. Now, on Friday, thanks to the lawyers, were winning part of his appeal, but still, Nsem-Pii faces extradition to the United States. Nsem-Pii was charged with 6 offenses in New York in 2020 relating to his time working for Goldman Sachs. He appealed against the decision to extradite him at London's High Court last month after a judge sent his case to British ministers in 2023. Although the appellant was based in the UK at the time of the relevant conduct, the conspiracy was entirely international in nature. Nsem-Pii now a former appointee under the John Dramani Mahama administration. Na okopie mu e London court. Di nyina ne say ya hwehwe no den e wa America bruchima mu say watuatua adamudie e de ama Ghana government officials between the years 2015 and 2016. 2015-2016 under the erstwhile John Mahama administration. Now, on the lawyers koye appeal. Now, appeal no koye no, oma we any part of the appeal. Oma we any part of the appeal. Ne sanity. Still, Nsem-Pii faces extradition to the United States to be prosecuted. Now, over the 6 offenses and the ball no way back in 2020 in New York, yana ni nyina related to a break akra na oye juma edema company your friend Goldman Sachs. Na appeal no oye ewo the London's High Court. Now, court ni chire mu a omo relevant conduct ya omo ye no nyina no chese conspiracy in the whole bribery and corruption case no na international in nature. Now, Beko's lawyers said he could not be extradited in relation to 3 of the charges, which allege that he willfully failed to file a report of foreign bank accounts in the US, as the allegation was not a criminal offense in Britain. They also argued that Beko's alleged offending took place in Britain and in Ghana, meaning he should not stand trial in the United States. Judge Charles Bond ruled on Friday, the 7th of June, that Beko should not be extradited to face the 3 charges of failing to file reports of foreign bank accounts. The judge said Beko would otherwise be at risk of being convicted and imprisoned for conduct which would not amount to an offense in the United Kingdom. However, Bond rejected the rest of Beko's appeal, which bordered on 3 charges of money laundering, bribery and corruption, illicit trade of money, meaning he still faces extradition. Although the appellant was based in the UK at the time of the relevant conduct, the conspiracy, I believe, was entirely international in nature. The judge Bond ruled. 6 charges na de ebo no no. Ena one the lawyers eko sori tie mu 3 say boni bi wo ho a wudi a na o yu ka bruchima mu a enye boni but o tra de ko America bruchima mu a eye boni. Enti 3 of the charges ena judge ni a owo London High Court ya ono na ehwe asemi Charles Bond echire mu a those 3 of the charges ni de waje atum enye boni e wo United Kingdom but oko US a ye betumi a convict him. No, the other 3 of the charges here a border on 1 money laundering, 2 bribery and corruption, 3 illicit trade of money in India. Very, very relevant conduct. And the ye is I mean by Tino dear Obotugua any ye. The judge will say, and now such charges me and say ya. Niapi then to me amount to Tino. Still, Asante Beacon faces extradition to the United States to face these 3 charges. Judge Charles Bond also said that the U.S. securities regulator on Thursday officially charged Beacon, a former employee at Goldman Sachs, who is the former head of the Thermal Oil Refinery, for arranging at least $2.5 million in bribes to be paid to Ghana government officials to gain approval for a client's power plant project in 2016. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission said Asante Beacon arranged the bribes for a Turkish energy company to funnel the money to a Ghana-based intermediary, which then paid the local officials. Beacon helped the Ghana-based intermediary pay more than $200,000 in bribes to various other government officials and personally paid more than $60,000 to members of the majority of Ghana's parliament and other government officials in 2016. The Security and Exchange Commission U.S. statement read, added that Beacon took deliberate measures to prevent his employer from detecting the bribery scheme. The Ghana government officials, along with companies, are not named in Goldman Sachs documents, but are captured in court documents. From approximately 2015 through at least 2016, the relevant period, while employed at the subsidiary, Beacon schemed to bribe various Ghanaian government officials so that a client of the subsidiary, a Turkish energy company, would win a contract, the power purchase agreement, to build and operate an electrical power plant in Ghana and sell the power to the Ghanaian government. The U.S. Security and Exchange Commission's complaint alleges that Asante Beacon, a former executive of a foreign-based subsidiary of a U.S. bank holding company, arranged for his firm client, a Turkish energy company, to funnel at least $2.5 million to pay illicit bribes to Ghana government officials in order to gain their approval of an electrical power plant. As alleged in the Security and Exchange Commission's complaint, Beacon orchestrated this scheme to bribe high-level Ghanaian government officials in pursuit of firm business and his own enrichment. Beacon's misconduct was egregious, and individual accountability remains a key component to our crime enforcement efforts, said Charles Kane, Chief of the Security and Exchange Commission Enforcement Division, The firm's compliance personnel took appropriate steps to prevent the firm from participating in the transaction, and that is why the firm is not being charged. The Security and Exchange Commission's complaint filed in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York charges Beeko with violating the anti-bribery provisions of the FCPA and federal securities laws. The SEC is seeking monetary penalties against Beeko among other charges which he can be convicted. The Security and Exchange Commission's case is being handled by Asita Obeyisekere and Paul J. Block of the FCPA unit, and Kathleen Shields, Mark Albers, Marty Haiti, and George Rifferson of the Boston Regional Office of the Security and Exchange Commission. Enti former Mahama appointee Asante Beeko ya, according to court document, utia bribe edema high-ranking government officials then. Yana, the NDC was in power. John Dramani Mahama was the president. Bribe of $2.5 million. And an idea, London High Court Justice Charles Bon actually said 3 of the charges there. Na P no ayejuma, but the other 3 ya a border on illicit transfer of money, bribery and corruption. And after money laundering there, omutwa money it is still obetumi face extradition to the United States to be charged. And no, and the Security and Exchange Commission ewa America breach be mu achechiri mu kwan ya ofa so tua $2.5 million at the bribe Ghana officials just to secure power plant project for the Turkish company. We said tua another $200,000 in bribes to various government officials. Tua $60,000 in bribes. At the majority MPs in the Ghana Parliament. In 2016, the NDC na majority in Parliament. According to the court document, omuji $60,000 as bribes to ensure say sa Asante Beeko ne subsidiary company ye Turkish firm and ebe win contractor omode ebe build the power plant no masan ton power no e de ama the government of Ghana according to the court documents a Turkish company. Na ni nyina ma de ye ne say company kro na ofa so de tuatua sa bribes no o che say okata no to a. In fact, the employer and to me detected this entire bribery scheme yana international. Ti weimu any idea former Mahama appointee Asante Beeko aye ye need ye wodo ni chirimu London High Court Justice Charles Bon chirimu he is still in line to face as extradition to the United States to face the other 3 charges. In out of the 6 charges, 3 have been dropped. The other 3 according to Justice Charles Bon, will be to me.
This is the problem we are facing. I have been sending some messages out. Yeah, regime change. I can't blame them. There are media houses that are championing regime change. There are personalities that are championing regime change. My only plea to them this morning, the media houses and the personalities championing regime change. I don't have a problem if you want John Mahama to come back as President of the Republic of Ghana. But I beg you, tell John Mahama that the only thing that will give him victory is that he must respect the body and the soul and the spirit.
Kokwe, enya wa say, ebi a wonko ana saade hawo.
Enya me call me. Enya me look. Yeah. Ebi akokwanyi do na sebe ndese sebe ahobrate mu me wano and na me de kasa akwami. I move around the country and people are worried. And I make say me my age mama candidate pen, my age mama president pen. Kwame, let Isaac and your people go and check. Google or internet or if you can check. We never issued any statement. I'm not President Mills, I'm not a candidate Mills. Eddie also. NDC logo. It is not that. Look. Yekai. Baumia, for want of a better word, Baumia is worshipping the MPP. When I use the internet, I say for want of a better word. But what Dr. Baumia...
But sir, he's coming on the strength of the party.
Namika, he's worshipping the NPP.
But
is your mama worshipping the NPP?
Kwagwe, Wobi Bekaze, Ese Debia who attacking. Ebia NDC for now, no, or almost strategy. Papa no, or you're popular. Now, or you're popular, no.
Kwame.
One projecting image.
Popular. And you say, even in the last election, Central Region, NDC, you will need 13 seats. So we have more seats than the MPP in Central Region. Go and check the presidential votes. John Mahama won only in 4 constituencies in the Central Region. Go to the Northern Region, Northeast, 6 seats. MPP, 4 seats. There were 2 there. Over Northern Region proper, 18 seats, and then the Chimpe, 9. Go to Savannah, 7 seats. There were 4. MPP, there were 3. Ukani Yinebuma, MPP has 1 more seat ahead of us in the 3 northern regions combined. Ebi Nsida, Ebi NC under the Rollins, Ebi NC under Atamil. Oko Volta region, and then we have lost 1 seat. Hokwe, Apitamil, and we are dropping numbers, Kwame, presidential votes. Yeah, I don't think it's in the coming election, the MPP, being another seat account. But the presidential votes are dropping. So where is the popularity?
But baby, to say how he say no, I'm say a voter apathy.
But voter apathy is part of the electoral process. The voter apathy is part of the electoral process. The emperor in the end to Mao, by end to the other party. But the other party don't call for no turn. Only we they have won. Kwame, and that is my biggest worry. 32 years. We don't celebrate John Rollins properly. We are not remembering Atamil properly. So John Mahama will beg you.
Minimum sir, and Rabbi, Ayadaya, Sandy Paubo Mudin, they will be eulogized.
Well, I have not seen anything to that effect.
Be a one Kobintia.
Well, Kwame, Anka Muye Bibi Papa Dia. I remember the last time them said Yako Ashama Yako Ye celebration be war. I was there, I was Deputy General Secretary. Eti Kwame, yes, Obi Chiri John Mahama, but John Mahama, Yensada Yensayi, Kotojeku from Yepaucho. The spirit and the soul of the NDC does not belong to you. Remember those who brought this NDC party about. And that is all we are asking. Meaning contesting your mama flag bearership. I mean contesting of flag bearership. But baby, all the party they would own kai they become for. Look, the MPP, they have their Dankwa Buzia tradition. I may not like Dankwa, I may not like Buzia, but NPP forces Dankwa Buzia. When was the last time Mahama Akujina Baby, Abo Rollins D, Abo Adamios D? No.
Ebia asam na Emma ne ka. Ntina ontimi mo wamudin no. Say
and I'm saying from a political communication point of view,